Greetings. I am Monster D, and this is Monster Lore. I have a tale to tell you. Going back many, many years, even before I was Monster D. One day, I found myself in a group taking a tour through a place called Millbrook Marsh. This is a beautiful little habitat, a public park that runs through an actual marsh, a swamp. There are boardwalks going through this place, so you can go all the way through and experience this wonderful ecosystem while still keeping your feet dry. We were only a few feet into the paths as the tour guide was speaking, and I immediately noticed something strange about these Greenlands. I was actually rather upset by what I saw. Atop of all the greenery, there was this massive, disgusting, hideous bramble of orange. I was actually angry because my immediate thought was somebody must have come in a night or two before and had ransacked this place with silly string. Why would somebody do such a thing to litter, to cause such mayhem and damage to this beautiful, beautiful place? Oh, I felt irate about it. But then the tour guide, perhaps after being asked a question about the stuff, went into detail about what this stuff was. This was not silly string. No, this was nothing man-made. What I had seen laying atop this marsh was actually a plant called Dodder. Yes, Dodder is a parasitic plant that does not take root. Rather, it latches itself onto other plants and essentially steals nutrients from them. Weird, huh? Yes. This Dodder does not even turn green. It lacks the ability to generate its own photosynthesis, as they say. So, again, it steals all this nutrients and energy from the plants that it latches onto. Now, apparently, this Dodder, once it comes out of its initial seed stage, can very, very briefly root in the ground. But that is a very short-lived life for this thing. As it grows up, it winds and wraps around and seeks out neighboring plants. And as soon as it finds a plant, an appropriate host, it latches on and then detaches from the ground and it moves on with the rest of its life. Now, Dodder is relatively common in nature and generally not too big of a threat. Occasionally you might see a threat of it here and there, and it goes on, but every once in a while, you get a massive amount of this stuff. It just goes out of control, and it can cause quite a bit of damage to the plants around it. Pretty strange, huh? Did you know that there were parasitic plants? Plants that live off of other plants? Strange. Well, I suppose if you've been keeping tabs on my daily monsters recently, you would already know this, for I have actually been drawing plant parasites. And that very meeting at Millbrook Marsh, seeing the Dodder myself, was what inspired this entire month's theme. Interesting, huh? And going further, I have learned, of course, that there are many, many other plant parasites. Some of them might even be more familiar to you. Mistletoe. You know mistletoe, right? The kissing plant, as they call it. It is actually a parasite. Now, if you see it in the wild, up in a tree, it sort of looks like a large, messy, almost like a crow's nest. But it is actually a plant growing out of a tree. Strange, huh? Even stranger is people cultivate these things and they grow them themselves. They actually will assist this parasite by attaching it to a tree, assistedly. Poor trees being subjected to parasites. Ugh, yikes. Could you imagine if there was a market for ticks to the point that they took one of us and placed ticks on us by hand? No, thank you. Very, very strange, huh? There are some plants that grow and live entirely inside and underneath the bark of trees and under the sort of external skin of other plants. Some plant parasites that you never even see. Why, there are even plant parasites which go after fungi that grow out of fungi. Even though it's odd because fungi are usually parasites of plants and other things. Fungi are just strange anyway. That could be a monster lore all in of itself. And looking through the vast array of monsters that I've done over the years, you will see that these are some of the things that have inspired many, many, many monsters. I do think it is important that we take a closer look at the natural world around us and really allow ourselves to absorb this sense of wonder. You never quite know what you may learn and where this knowledge may come in handy. If nothing else, perhaps a trivia question on a game show. Or, perhaps even better, inspiration for a monster. Well, I hope you have enjoyed learning about Dodder and parasitic plants. I hope you continue and learn more on your own. There is so much more information out there than even what I can contain. But I hope this inspires you. I hope you stay monstrous.